am no ordinary mortal.
We're here in the recording studio and recording an album, original compositions, done in homage to the gentleman who did the painting behind me. This album is all dedicated to him, and it's called Mr. E for Mr. Evans.
I am no ordinary mortal.
Yeah, when I went in, I told him what I was going to do. He was a little bit... And I went into the whole place and tried to find probably the one
transmitter of
before, which was
generous
the one that sounded like a truck.
Steve decided he wanted to do an album that was an homage to, Michael's kind of sense of humor as well as his seriousness as a musician and that sort of stuff. And so he used, I think, maybe some compositions that he probably played with Michael. And Michael was in that group,
In this particular album, he had taken various bits of different scores. They were based all on older compositions of Steve's that he had repurposed and had basically deconstructed. And we kind of set rules for each piece.
A lot of the crazy jazz stuff that we're doing that's really in the jazz idiom for this record was all taken from a television show I scored called I Bet You Will. And so those tunes, we're taking those and redoing them in really kind of strange ways and reinterpreting them, recomposing. So I did some of that, and then some of it took place in the rehearsal process and just through the playing process.
We're doing like kind of a mishmash of that kind of stuff and, throwing in kind of sort of wacky senses of humor, playing kind of both straight jazz and also very, kind of twisted jazz, I'd say. Yeah, twisted jazz is probably a pretty good way to put it.
I know this sounds like a cliche, you hear this, people say, well, I've never heard anybody say a bad word about him. Michael played with so many different musicians on so many different projects. He was a super groove master. The guy could play so many different styles, but also was really well known in the improv community. He had so many different talents that it was really hard to keep. I didn't know, so he left New York, and this guy was a long time, he's been in New York for like 30 years. Like before that, he was on the Boston music scene, but he was, he was just part of the landscape of the New York scene. I didn't find out until he died. Susan posted some of his paintings and some of his work. This is a print, actually, of a collage that he did. I had no idea that he did collages and that he did paintings. They're really, really good. So we took, got them all printed up and actually sold prints and cards at the memorial in order to raise money to run an arts program at Roulette. Roulette is a New York performance space that Michael was very much a part of and part of that community. And now they have a scholarship in his name, at his memorial. Hundreds of people and hundreds of musicians who have played with him, all sharing stories, and it was just fantastic, just amazing. So I was just honored to get to play with him and to be really good friends with him and to spend time with him, and inspiring.